welcome. Hey, everyone. Good morning, and welcome to Tea Time with Candace. You know, my show's all about tools, tips, and techniques, and this day is no different. We are going to be talking all about Bernina machines today, so you guys are in for a treat. So we want to welcome everyone. Where are you guys from? Give me a chat. Go ahead and, chime in and let me know where you guys are from. And just say good morning. We're so happy that you took some time to watch our show. And just to kind of let you know, we will be changing the time or the date or both of our live shows so that we can, do other things. So we're probably going to be doing some changes. Oh, good morning, Mary. How you doing? So keep an eye out and we'll let you know what we're going to change it to. It may just be the time. We might do a little earlier or we might change the date. Okay, so we will send out an email and let everybody know that. Okay, and that's also for Blaine's SMP live shows. We might be changing our date. So let's talk about some stuff going on with Sewing Machines Plus. So we're super excited that our classroom is now open. So thank you to the world of vaccinated people. We're finally losing our tier system in June here in California. Masks are now not required outside. They're required inside, but we're loosening a lot of our restrictions. So that also gave us the opportunity to open our classroom. We're still open to limited capacity, but we're back in the store. So we know a lot of you love our in-class classes, in-person classes, so we are opening that back up. So one thing we're doing, again, is called So What's New. And So What's New is once a month. And here in May, we're going to be doing that this Saturday. So if any of you are available, you don't have big plans, come and join us Saturday at 10 o'clock. We get together and we talk about everything that's going on, all our classes. We talk about new products. And then we do show and tell. And show and tell is our favorite part. We get to see what you've been up to and see all your fun, creative projects. And we're actually going to be streaming So What's New, not live, but we will stream it on Facebook this month so that you get an idea of what's going on in our classroom. So we're excited about that. It's this Saturday at 10 o'clock. If you're available, come on down. It's free, no charge. And then in San Marco, or Mission Bay, here's San Marco, Mission Bay, we're going to start in June. So that's going to be June 26th. So if you live down in the San Diego area and you're available to come, it's a Saturday morning. Like I said, we just get together and we just really enjoy each other's company, socially distanced. Each other's company, and just find out, what have you guys been up to? It's been a year since we saw everyone. We closed our classrooms down in March a year ago. So we're excited to have everybody come and say hi. So let's go ahead and we're going to pull up our class calendar and our event page and talk about some stuff going on. So we're going to go into our event page and talk about a few things that are there. So What's New, you can see, is right here on my page. Yep. So that's So What's New, and it'll show you all the dates for the rest of the year. And then if you want to find out Mission Bay's dates, there's a link on there to click on Mission Bay's dates. So that's scheduled through the whole year. So you can see the dates. If you're traveling, you want to come visit us, that's a great thing to join us for. So let's go back and see what else is on our page. So we have our embroidery club starting. So that is the quilting club is going to start, embroidery club, serger club. All of our clubs are going to be starting back up. So you can see embroidery club right there on that page with the oven mitt. See it there, David, next to the blue one on the second row. Keep going over. Right under me. There you go. That's embroidery club. We're trying to get David to find it. So every month, our clubs, there's no membership for our club. Okay, it's called a club because we've discounted the price, and we're offering a technique at a project every month. So you're going to see the name club, but that just means anyone can join. And it's just, like I said, it's open to everyone, but those are in-person classes, okay? So let's talk about our 3-day quilt workshop that's coming up. And that is right there on our event page. This is also an in-person 3-day workshop with Kat Wilson. And she is kind of known in the industry. She does a lot of stuff with the Judy Niemeyer quilt. She's a certified educator. And this is the new quilt that came out last year called Coral Reef. So we're going to be doing 3 days. You're going to learn the paper piecing techniques to do this quilt. No, you will not finish this quilt in 3 days, but you'll learn the techniques to take it home and finish learning all about what you need to do to finish. So this is paper piecing, and you just get some real precision quilting when you use paper piecing. So if you're available, definitely come to that. I think you're really going to enjoy it. So that is our project in San Marcos. And then we have another project in August down in Mission Bay, and that's the animal. So the abstract animal is going to be down in Mission Bay. And that's Kat's beautiful elephant quilt she did. This one looks like a lot of fun. Not quite as involved. These are really good classes for beginners. And they're also great for the more experienced quilters. So every level of quilter, you guys should come. And what a great 3 days to hang out with us. Okay, so let's talk about one other thing that is coming up, and that's Hoop Fest. So Hoop Fest, we've been talking a lot about that. It's coming up next month from June 14th to the 19th. And it's going to be amazing. So mark that on your calendars. We're going to live stream for 6 full days. And it will just be a lot of fun. We're going to have interactive education. We're going to have all kinds of special deals. And you can submit your embroidery projects to us. So it was a lot like Quilt Fest. You're going to do photos of your embroidery projects, and we will have winners, and we will have voting. So all that information is on there, as well as all of our presenters and the different things that will be happening each day. So if you want to pull up the bio of any of our presenters, you can just click on their pictures and find out who they are and what day they're going to be on. So we have amazing sponsors that are joining us. Again, we're going to be doing a dream giveaway. So you guys definitely want to mark your calendar and stay tuned for that. So any questions about Quilt Fest, you guys give us an email to info@SewingMachinesPlus.com or give us a call if you have any questions. But it will definitely be a week that you'll want to watch. And the great thing about those type of events is they are recorded. So they live on our Facebook and our YouTube channels. So if you missed anything, you can go back and watch it. So for you guys that attended Hoop Fest is new. So Quilt Fest was really exciting. And you guys that attended that know how great it was. But for Hoop Fest, we're going to include a few more breaks. That was the only thing. A few people were like, I don't want to miss anything, but I need to go to the bathroom. So we're going to include a few more breaks in between and a few more downtime so that you can eat and go to the bathroom. Okay? So definitely join us for that. And then we're going to have Sew Fest in September and a couple other things later in the year. So definitely keep an eye out on our calendar for all of that. Okay, so that's some stuff going on. You can go into our classroom calendar Right there, you've viewed the full class, and that will show you the date and time for all of our classes. So if there's anything you're interested in, you just click on it, and it will pull up all the detailed information. What to bring to class, your supplies, the patterns, everything lives right here on our class calendar. Okay, well, I think we're about ready to get started. Before we start, just to let you know, for anyone new, that we do a few giveaways at the end of the show. And so to be eligible for a giveaway, you just need to comment or share or like our live stream today, and then you'll be entered to win. So we do, a couple of little giveaways at the end of the show, which is always fun because we always want to say thank you for watching us. So to be eligible, go ahead and make some comments, like or share our page. And we have someone on chat, so if you have any questions throughout the show, there'll be somebody to answer your questions. All right, so let's get started. Like I said, I have two amazing guests with me today. They've been here all week, and you may actually recognize their names because they work for us. They are on our live chat. So I have Amiee and Cathy Wright, and they are Bernina gurus. So Cathy teaches all over the country, and Amiee was teaching classes for years and years and years. And so they have flown in, and we have recorded our new owners' Bernina classes. So we're really excited. We're going to be able to offer those to all of our customers. But let's go ahead and say hi to my two amazing guests today. So hi, Cathy.
Hi, how are you today?
And Amiee.
Hi.
So Amy's been recording classes, and then Cathy is been training our employees. In fact, she's like zipping out of here early as soon as she can, and she's got some appointments to train our sales staff. So let's go ahead and chat with you guys. So okay. Cathy, tell me a little bit about what you do for Bernina, and how you got started.
Well, I started long ago. My major is in clothing, textiles, and design. And I've always been pursuing that. So once I met Bernina, I've always worked for multi-line dealers. But once I met Bernina, I was hooked, and I determined I would go ahead and keep working for them, and have been lucky enough to work with them on their event team.
So you fly all over the country,
I do.
Right?
Yeah.
So what kind of things do you do?
Usually what I am doing is teaching 2-day events. Sometimes they're 1-day events, and I teach the Q series, which is our long arm series. I teach the domestic machines, which is all the basic sewing machines, all the way up and all the way down. And I am now on the serger team too. So we're working with the new L890 and the new L850, which are airlock threaders. So it's just a really nice thing to be involved with.
Well, fantastic. And Amiee, go ahead and tell us a little bit. How long have you been involved with Bernina?
Well, I've been involved for several years now. I used to teach the guide classes in Louisiana. Haven't done that in a little bit, but have been enjoying getting back into the swing of things with recording the classes. And now I just do live chat for Sewing Machines Plus.
So if you guys have ever gone on our website, you know that we have a live chat. You can chat with our agents, and these are two of the people you might have chatted with. So we're super happy that they are here, and I twisted their arm to get them to be on my show today. So
Sure did.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Amiee is going to be on chat during our event, and she's going to be interacting with us and interacting with you. So we'll go ahead and let Amiee have her seat, and Cathy and I are going to be up here talking about different things with the Bernina machines.
Mm-hmm.
So Bernina, as most of you know, is like, I called it the Cadillac of sewing machines and embroidery machines. Anyone who has been in the industry for a long enough time knows these are the best. And so why are they the best? What makes them sought after and just enjoyed by many sewists throughout the country?
Well, I guess what I would say is that they're highly researched machines and their technology is outstanding. And they're known for their bobbin and hook area lining up with the needle to make a perfectly straight stitch. The company has been owned from the beginning by the same family. And so they have really put all their effort into keeping it top of the line and making sure that the research that goes into these machines is they take their time, they do the job right. And so when it comes to the customers, there's no problem at all for use. So very nice.
Bernina also has a great education program.
Incredible.
They really, these are, a lot of them are very high-tech machines.
Yes.
And so they make sure that the consumer has some place to purchase them. And that's one of the reasons you can only buy
Yes.
Berninas from a dealer.
Right.
You cannot buy these machines online, unfortunately. You have to come into a retail store and purchase them because, you know, Bernina wants to protect their name and they want you to get the support you need, the education you need, and the service you need for these incredible machines. Now, Bernina is a Swiss engineering.
It is.
And their factory is actually in Thailand.
Yes, but they also have production being done in Switzerland at their original factory. So our top of the lines are still made in the factory. And one of the really cool things I like to say is the Q series, our long arms, are actually started and finished by the same technician. So it's not a production line, it is one technician that goes ahead and finishes that machine. And then they calibrate them so that each machine is calibrated to its own needs. And so your machine, they actually have some different numbers sometimes showing up in the technical side of things. And that's because it was individually calibrated.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
It really is amazing. It's not just a huge production line.
No, not at all.
It's very individual and it's one of those things that make them amazing. So we're going to talk about some of the features that Berninas have that are kind of not totally exclusive, but make them amazing. And so Bernina has the full line. They have embroidery machines, combination machines, sewing machines. They have the long arm series, and then they just came out with the brand new airlock sergers. And we kind of featured some of those on my show last time, but if we have a chance, we'll talk a little bit about those as well. So one of the things we want to talk about when we do embroidery, one of the most difficult things to do is placement of our design.
Correct.
And so Bernina has a built-in feature, and we're calling it pinpoint placement. So let's talk a little bit about that.
Okay. Pinpoint placement is on our 5 of our embroidery machines, and several of those, 3 of those, are actually sewing and embroidery machines. And what it does is it allows you to hoop in a way that isn't perfect, and then you can actually point actually place that directly on a line or directly on your drawn lines, or if you have a stripe on your fabric, you can just place it on there. The other nice thing about pinpoint placement is you can actually resize your design to fit a quilt block or whatever. So there are lots of things that you can do with pinpoint placement.
Well, pinpoint placement is really amazing. I think we have a quick video. We're going to watch a couple of videos today. I thought it's a lot easier than us showing you. I think last week all you saw was the back of my head when I was doing my presentation. So we're going to watch a quick little video about pinpoint placement and see how that works.
It's made a big difference in our ability to edit and to hoop.
It's coming up.
Okay, it's coming up. We love live shows. There we go. So we have quite a few videos we're going to watch today. And it's amazing to give you, the bird's eye view of what these really can do for you. And
they can watch these online too. So a lot of these are going to be at Bernina.com YouTube.
Yeah, Bernina has a big YouTube channel.
Yes, they do.
Placement.
Don't worry, that wasn't on air.
Okay. Go ahead, David, make it happen. So pinpoint placement is all about embroidery.
Mhm. Okay.
With pinpoint placement, we can align any design with 2 points, regardless of how we've hooped our project. We'll start by selecting the grid and select our first of 2 points. The needle moves to that position in the hoop on the project. You then will use your multifunction knobs to align the needle over the drawn crosshair or the center mark. When you have the needle over the center mark, you will touch Set on the screen. The dot will turn yellow and you will select your second point. Tap on the screen, it turns a darker gray. Again, your needle moves to that position on your project. This is the time you can check another placement area. If it is off, you will use one of your multifunction knobs, depending on which alignment tool you're using, to position it in place and touch Set. Again, it turns yellow. Close out of the pinpoint placement box and now you're ready to stitch your design. This being a quilting design, it allows us to use another really great tool called the Thread Up command. In embroidery, your Needle Up Down button functions as Thread Up, which allows you to bring the bobbin tail up. This is good for any design that you prefer to manage your thread tail in a different fashion than knotting it in place. We'll re-engage the Start Stop button and we'll let the design start stitching some of its design. At a convenient spot, we'll clip the thread tails in this example, but in reality, we might decide to knot those in between the layers of a quilt sandwich or take them to the back. We'll finish stitching our design, and when we're finished, we have perfectly placed our design in the alignment that we required or desired on our project, and this is pinpoint placement.
So one of the things I'd tell you, Candace, is that pinpoint placement also allows you to quilt your block. And every block is supposed to be either 5 inches or 10 inches or 12 inches, and sometimes it's slightly smaller or slightly bigger. And the pinpoint will allow you to make each block look exactly the same. So that's nice.
That's really handy. I mean, that's the hardest thing.
It is.
With embroidery is matching it up. Or some of us don't hoop straight. You know,
Yeah, me.
Sometimes we just don't, the best efforts, you know,
Yeah.
we just don't hoop straight. And to be able to have that pinpoint placement where I just tell them, hey, these are my 2 spots, line this thing up for me.
Make it fit.
Make it fit so I
Yeah.
don't have to. And I love the intelligence
That's right.
of this machine.
It's easy to use too.
Working with free point pinpoint placement allows you to select any points versus using the grid. We're going to start with some lettering that has a variable baseline, and we're going to change the size just to make it easier and for a quicker stitch out. Then we're going to center our lettering on our crosshair that we've drawn on our project in the hoop. Attach the hoop when prompted. Select the Centering the Motif icon, and then the needle moves to that position, and now you'll use the multifunction knobs to position the needle over the center of the crosshair and centering the design in the area that you want it placed. Let's take a look at that on the fabric. So we are going to adjust for center. So we're using the Centering the Motif, and we're going to drop our needle just to be sure we get it precisely centered. You'll always roll the needle right back up to continue moving, and you'll use your multifunction knobs to move. Once you have it centered, you just move on to pinpoint placement. We're going to select the Zoom tool so that we can accurately place our point. You can use the hand to slide the screen around and then select your free point positioning and place your first point. Use your multifunction knobs to move the design up or down. Because you've already centered it, you should not be moving it side to side. That will take it off center. Use the Set button to set the point. On fabric, the needles move to the spot And now you're going to use the multifunction knobs to position the needle on top of the line. This is a great tool in case your line is crooked because it's not hooped right or you laid it in the hoop. It's also great freedom and flexibility in the fact that you don't have to get it exactly right. Then we'll move the screen so that we can set our second point, again at the end or at the bottom of the baseline. You'll use your multifunction knobs to go up or down. And when you have it positioned, you will select the Set key or the Set button. The icon will turn yellow on the screen and you're finished with pinpoint placement. You can close the menu and let's take a look at this on fabric. When you select your second point, the needle moves across to that spot. Again, you're going to double check that the needle's on the line. Move the multifunction knobs to adjust the needle and then select your stitch out screen to initiate embroidery and stitch until the design completes.
So this is really a fabulous feature to be able to
Absolutely.
get in there and really see the details on where that needle's going to drop.
It is. And there's a lot to be learned here in these editing functions, which are now no longer seen on your computer. They're actually in the sewing machine. But we have had a few questions about the B830, and the software on that machine is not capable of being updated to hold, and we don't have enough memory on the machines to go ahead and update these to have some of these new editing features. It is on the newer software pages. So that's just something that can't be done. It's a software issue. And as you all know, you have to buy new phones every once in a while or get a new computer. And that's because the software changes, the coding changes. So,
and that's the great thing. These machines, like a car, hold their value.
Yes, they do.
So when you're ready to upgrade, you know, you will get a nice trade-in value. Like I said, you know, I compare these to vehicles, and a Bernina holds its value. And you're right. Every year, I want a new phone because I want the new features.
That's right.
And the machines are the same.
Yeah.
And we're going to talk about another really cool feature that I kind of just learned more about myself as I've been doing a few classes here with Cathy. And I just called it true embroidery editing, but it's embroidery editing. And all the machines allow you to do some level of editing, but the Bernina really lets you get in there and completely edit a design that's already in existence. So something either that's on your machine or something you purchase, you can get in there and really edit it.
Yeah, one of the nice things about our new editing features, which are on the 5 embroidery machines currently on the market right now for sale, there's a lot to learn with it. So I do suggest coming in and working with Candace and her staff to make sure that you learn how to use it. But we have something called group ungroup. So if you've ever purchased a design or seen a design already put on the machine, you'll find that those designs may have parts that you don't like. If you don't like it, you can ungroup the design and you can remove it. You put it in the trash. And so that might leave you with a little bumblebee or a little rose that you can then manipulate any way you want and edit it into something else. It's true editing software on the machines. And so you don't have to have computer skills. You can just come in and touch buttons. Another really awesome feature when you're doing some of these editing, if you want a larger letter, you can actually add stitches. And if that particular stitch becomes too long, you can actually create a step stitch out of it. So that is all on the machine right at your fingertips and easy to use.
Now, Cathy, which machines have this feature?
So the machines that are going to have that feature are our 2 embroidery machines that are currently on the market, the 700 and the 500. And then our other machines that have it are the B590, the B790 Plus, and the B880 Plus. And so any of the older models will not be able to be updated with this software.
Well, we're going to watch a real quick video about this because this is a really neat feature. I don't know about you, but every time I buy something, I want to change it.
Yes.
You know, I buy apparel and I want to change it. It's the same thing with editing. Designs. I buy a design and I'm like, I just want that one flower or I just want that one
It
bumblebee.
makes every design multiple designs.
Right.
So you'll never finish stitching them all.
So this is a great feature on the machine.
Yeah, incredible.
Let's learn how to use ungroup and regroup and rearrange. So we'll start by selecting a design, and we'll select this little design, and we're also going to go into our settings and embroidery, and you want to check that your jump stitch cut is at 1. You'll notice it has a yellow bounded box around it, which means it's been changed. The default is 6, so it's been changed to 1, and that's going to give us the best division of motifs with when we split a design. So now I have my design. We'll select the information icon and we'll select ungroup. And then we'll select ungroup. And then you can see how it has split things by color. So elements that you know you don't want, you can just start deleting them. So you can slide them off to the right and they just begin deleting. The pieces that I really want are these 2 pink elements. So I'm going to delete everything else but the pink elements, and then we'll see where we are from there. So now I just have these little pink elements, and I'm going to ungroup these one more time. So we're going to select the ungroup and regroup and ungroup. And I don't need that little circle that's way out in the end, and I'll select check. But now I have these 2 pink pieces, and I am happy that those are separate, and we're going to leave those there because now I can independently pick these up and I can move them around and they can become part of another design. So let's add something that might be fun to do this with. So we'll select our motifs and we're going to add this big, large, beautiful alphabet. We're going to go with the A letter. So I can move the A letter around and I can move my little pink flowers around so that it sort of, sits somewhere and looks nice on the design. If I want the letter to stitch first, I need to rearrange or to move things. So I'm going to want to move this down to the bottom. So with the A selected, we're going to select rearrange, and we're just going to start moving it down. And you can watch it move down to the bottommost layer or the layer that's going to stitch out first. And I could also decide that these 2, I could change the order in which they're going to stitch out. For this design, it doesn't truly matter because they're both going to have the same color. But I could actually now go back and group these 2, or I could keep them separate. So we'll go back to the information icon. Anytime you want to group something, it's always select the layer and the layer above it. So you'll select the ungroup and regroup, and with one layer selected and the plus, now our 2 pink pieces are put back together. So now the pink layers are one layer together and they would stitch out together, and they are the same color, so that kind of makes sense. To stitch this out, you close everything out of the information menu and go to your needle tab, and now you could stitch this out. But by being able to separate designs, you can see how I can make this alphabet coordinated by placing these little pink flowers within the alphabet in the place that it makes sense for each different letter. So I hope you'll give regroup and grouping
a try along with rearrange.
Isn't that cool?
It's
That's
wonderful.
such a cool feature.
And a great way to practice this is to go to Bernina of America and choose your particular machine and download the simulator under support tab, and you can play on your computer. It only works on the PCs, but that will be really nice for you to have that so that you don't feel uncomfortable learning it on your machine. You can learn it on the simulator.
So let's explain that just for a moment. This is something a little different. It's called a simulator, where you can actually watch it how you would do it on your machine.
Right.
And Bernina offers a lot of great support. So purchasing your Bernina from a dealer, they will offer classes. And that's what we've been doing all week. With Amy, she has actually recorded our mastery classes. So we have a mastery workbook for sewing. We have one for embroidery, and then we have one for our serger and our cover stitch machines. And so we will have all of those classes actually recorded. So if you purchase from us, you'll be able to watch those classes at home at any time. And then we will be having some additional classes. Not yet. We're kind of in the process of training a new instructor. But Bernina also has, you know, V8 software and Cutworks and DesignWorks and all these other features that we'd like to do some classes. So what other support does Bernina offer?
Well, Bernina actually has a classroom situation at their headquarters in Aurora, Illinois, and you can actually, as a customer, go ahead and sign up for their classes. So if you have to have more than what you can get here, which you get an awful lot at SewingMachinesPlus.com for support, you will find that you can go ahead and join the Creative Center classes up in Aurora. So they do have that. They have We All Sew, SEW, that you can access online. And they actually have ebooks, so you can put in Bernina ebooks and end up with a lot of really awesome, you know, support. And We All Sew is actually a project-based link where you can actually download and see all the different designs that people are using. So it's their project-based.
Very
Okay?
nice, very nice. So Amy, do we have any questions from our audience?
Yes, Teresa asked, can you save the design from the simulator and transfer it to the machine?
Yes, you may. And there is a way to do that. There is an ebook by Bernina that you would download and just follow the steps. It's really well done. So you just follow their steps. Bernina likes to give you every step. And so go ahead and find the ebook for transferring the design from your simulator to the machine, or vice versa.
And the mastery books are also available for you to download and walk through those mastery books on Bernina's website as well.
That's correct. Yeah.
So yeah, this company has lots of support. Unfortunately, we lost our Bernina teacher. You know, she went and got a master's degree and wanted to do something else. So we have had some amazing Bernina teachers, but you know, COVID hit, and then she decided to do something. So Tammy, we miss you. If you're watching, we love you and we miss you. So we are kind of in the process of training a new Bernina instructor, so that we'll have a good support team
system
here.
Yeah.
Also. So let's talk about some other great features of a Bernina. One of them is called the Creative Consultant. And this is built into your machine. And this is a consultant that you're going to say, hey, I want to do this and I want to use this fabric. Tell me what I should use. What needle should I use? What foot should I use? And it's a really great feature.
Yeah, it's wonderful. So if you look at the side of your machine, if you own one, there is a dress form icon. And if you hit that, it will actually bring up different types of fabric. If you look in the manual, it will tell you what some of those icons are. Sometimes it's very obvious and sometimes it's not. But when you pick the fabric, it will give you some options in the next screen. And so if you were to pick a straight stitch or a buttonhole and select that, then all the needle, the foot, and the tension and the stitch that needs to be used will be accessed for you. You hit your check and the entire machine is set for you. And it is not only on the sewing side, it is now on the embroidery side. And so late at night when you're not sure what stabilizer to use, you can access your Creative Consultant while in embroidery, and it will tell you what needle, what stabilizer, and all the things you need to know. It's right there.
That's really great.
Yeah,
that's
it
so
is
great.
awesome.
And Creative Consultant's also now on the new Serger.
Yes.
So you've got that feature on the new Serger as well. So really great. I think we have a quick video on that. Do we want to show that? So let's watch a quick video on your Creative Consultant.
Yes.
Bernina Dual Feed.
Bernina Dual Feed offers assistance for sewing the most difficult fabrics easily and accurately. It offers 9mm stitching, goes forward and backward, and is perfect for long seams and quilting. When activated, it ensures even feeding of the fabric. The Dual Feed works after the stitch is made and pulls back on the top layer of fabric. It is essential to remember to engage the dual feed when using the dual feed feet. Sewing with a dual feed foot without dual feed does not offer enough control on the fabric, as the dual feed completes the sole of the foot. It can only be attached and detached when the presser foot is up. To remove, pull down on the dual feed, lift away from the foot, and return it to its resting position on the back of the machine. It stores completely out of sight when not in use and therefore does not get in the way of other sewing operations. If additional feeding results are required, adjust the presser foot pressure. Often, reducing the presser foot pressure to around a 30 will give you awesome results for any type of fabrics and will give you very smooth results. Set your presser foot pressure by adjusting the slider, the minus, or the plus, or either multifunction knob. To clear, tap on the yellow bounded box, but it can easily be reset, close, and stitch your dual feed seam. On the 8 series, there is an additional adjustment within the information menu for the dual feed. Select the information icon and scroll up until you find the fine-tune adjustment, which looks like the dual feed. Select the fine-tune adjustment, move the slider up or down, or use the multifunction knobs or the plus or minus to make the adjustment. Moving it to a higher number will cause the dual feed to move the fabric faster or the top layer of fabric faster, while a lower number will cause the dual feed to operate the fabric slower.
Okay, so that was not creative consultant.
But it's just as
But it's
important.
really cool. We skipped over and we showed you the video for the dual feed.
Attach the Bernina.
So the dual feed is a really amazing feature. Most of the time it's yes or no, not
Right.
I can adjust it.
Right.
So this is an adjustable dual feed.
On the B880, it is adjustable. And the best way to understand it for most people, if they use a serger, is to think of differential feed. Now, that's not really technically correct, but it will allow you to make sure that your fabric is not stretching and or gathering while you sew. And you do have to adjust it and play with it and test. But it is one of the best kept secrets that we have, I think. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'd never recommend using a sewing machine for knits.
No.
Because most sewing machines don't have that feature.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess with the Berninas,
You
I'll have to
can.
make an exception,
You can,
right?
that's right.
So do we have some questions on that?
Is the dual feed the same as a walking foot?
No. Now, there are some really technical terms. There's actually some information on Google about that. So the walking foot actually works at the same rate of speed your needle does. And so it will, if you speed up, it speeds up, and it will just walk over your fabric. Whereas the dual feed, if you were to put your finger underneath the actual component that comes down and hooks into the foot, it feels like a feed dog on top. And so it's almost like having two sets of feed dogs moving that fabric. Wonderful for a lot of things. I don't use them interchangeably. If I'm using a silk or a high quality fabric, I will probably put my walking foot on and not use the dual. But if I am doing straight line quilting, I'm going to use my dual feed. Mm-hmm. So,
nice. Great
yeah.
question. Yeah, on that one. So that is, like I said, think of it, if you have a serger, kind of like that differential feed, being able to adjust the way your fabric's being fed.
Mm-hmm.
The walking foot just also is, helping
it does
feed in your
mm-hmm.
fabric, but not necessarily the rate of the feed dogs.
Right.
So that's kind of how you can think about it. Yeah. It's a really, really nice feature.
Yes.
Especially doing some challenging fabrics
mm-hmm.
or just
slippery,
for every day.
Slippery,
lycra, slinky, all those slippery, silk,
all the fun stuff. I use a walking
stuff.
foot with the minkies and the cuddles. I use a walking foot. Yeah, it just seems to. It's like a third hand. It does the work for me. Yeah.
So we've talked about our dual feed. And now there's one other thing that makes these Berninas fabulous to have, and that's called a BSR.
Mm-hmm.
So let's talk about what a BSR is and why you need it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so the BSR is what we call it is the Bernina stitch regulator. And there is, it's like an LED camera actually inside the foot. And that camera will allow you to move your fabric and create a perfect stitch. What's really nice about that is that when we put it on our Q series, our long arms, it's seeing the fabric move. And so your stitch actually is created perfectly because it sees the fabric being moved. And if you've ever used a long arm on a frame, you'll notice that most of them have an encoding system. And sometimes that stitch will jump if you hit something. Whereas when it's in under the table, it's not causing any of those kind of issues. So it makes a pretty perfect stitch. And sometimes when I use it, well, most of the time, I can't tell which is the top and which is the bottom of the stitch. It's absolutely beautiful. So the stitch regulator really does make a nice, it takes the guesswork out of long arm.
Yeah, so it's like having the feature of a long arm on your domestic machine. So if you speed up and you're free motion quilting, it will speed up with you. Or if you slow down, it will slow down. So your stitches look perfect no matter the speed you're going. And most of the time you can't get that unless you are on a long arm machine.
That's correct.
So this is an amazing feature. If you want to be able to quilt on a domestic machine, you need a machine that has a BSR.
That's correct.
And I think, do we have a video for that? Let's watch that real quick.
Attach the Bernina
Regulator
stitch
to the
regulator
machine first and then plug into the back. When the Bernina stitch regulator is attached, some animations will appear, reminding you to lower the feed dogs as this is a free motion technique. You will see the foot plus the 2 stitches that you can use with the Bernina stitch regulator, the straight stitch and the zigzag. Change the stitch plate to the 0 stitch plate if doing straight stitch. And the status bar shows you the feed dogs are lowered, the stitch plates that you have set, and the Bernina stitch regulator. You're able to work with the BSR or the Bernina stitch regulator in 2 modes, mode 1 or mode 2. In mode 1, the needle begins to move as soon as the power is activated by the foot control or the start-stop button. In mode 2, the needle begins moving as soon as the fabric moves, and there is power given to the Bernina stitch regulator. You will need to decide which mode you prefer best. The exclusive Bernina stitch regulator keeps stitches even and consistent while doing free motion stitching techniques such as quilting or thread painting. It lessens the learning curve for new quilters and offers insurance for more experienced quilters.
Okay, so let's take a look. The BSR is actually a foot. It's an accessory that you purchase if your machine has the capability.
Right.
So your machine has to have the capability to use this, and then it's just attached on your machine. And like she said, it's got a little camera in there, and it's an amazing foot.
It really is. And one of the nice things about this is it is packaged with several of our machines. So in some cases, like the B770, the B570, the B590, and the B790 Plus and the B880 Plus all come with the foot. So that's a really nice feature. But several of our machines beyond that actually come with the ability to use the foot. And so you can actually purchase this in store. So it is available. I saw one of the questions was asking, can this be added to my machine? If your machine has the capability, yes, it can. And if not, I would trade in the machine and get one that works.
So which machines have this feature? Quite a few of them
Quite
do.
a few of them do, but the ones that I did mention actually are packaged in the box with it. And some of our older machines have it. So if you have one of the Aurora series or whatever, you can actually take that and there's an update for it. And you can attach it to the new machine and it will update the foot. So if you already have one and you have an older machine and you've purchased a new machine that will work with the stitch regulator, you can use your older attachment.
Nice, very nice. So are there any other questions on the BSR? It's kind of a exclusive feature. I don't really know any other machines that have this.
There are none.
Type of feature.
There are none.
It is exclusive to Bernina. So if you are a domestic machine quilter, you might really want to look into this type of a machine. Definitely a must-have.
And it's great for thread painting, so that's really nice too. So of all the thread painters out there, and there's some beautiful work being done, so it's fun to see.
Yeah, I hope we get our a thread painting class again. We had one, and we had one on our schedule, and then COVID. So, Bernina comes with some other really amazing feet. And the construction on their feet is a little different than other brands.
Mhm.
So let's talk just a couple minutes about some of the feet. And do we want to show the quick video or the photo on that first?
Okay, so when you look at this, and I think this is really helpful, and when I do a class, I add these slides to all my classes. So one of the confusions sometimes is which foot do I buy? And if you have a 5.5 millimeter machine, you will buy the foot, and it's a single sole, so they're not snap-on soles. It's one complete item. You will buy the one that says just the number. So in this case, on this slide, it's 20. But if you have a 9 millimeter, there will be usually a letter that comes after that number. And in this case, on these slides, you're seeing a coded foot, so it will be a 20C. And on the third foot, you'll see that it is the dual feed foot that works exactly with the dual feed. And then that will allow you to engage your dual feed. You don't want to use that foot without the dual feed. And it give you that extra ability to match your fabrics and feed your fabrics nicely. And on the second slide, you can see the fact that those show you how in this particular case, that's a 20 foot. And what that does is it allows you to have thick, it allows you to have the thicker stitches form and not be dragged. You can also see on the 9 millimeter foot where it says dual feed, that there is an opening where the dual feed actually attaches. If you don't put that foot in, you don't actually engage your dual feed, your fabric is going to want to pull up into that little tunnel, and it will cause your stitches to look fairly odd. So always remember D for dual and keep stitching with the dual feed engaged.
So I love that little tip about the letters.
Yeah.
No letters, you're a 5 millimeter. Letters, you're 9 millimeter.
Mm-hmm.
And 9 millimeter is a very large sewing space.
Right.
So you can do some beautiful decorative
Mm-hmm.
stitches and all kinds of work with a 9 millimeter.
Right.
Really, really nice.
Right.
So let's look at a few of these feet individually and talk about them.
Okay. So if you look at these feet, this is just our buttonhole foot. And if you look at that, it is a coded foot. And I'm new at this, you'll have to forgive me. But it is a coded foot, and you can actually create
See
whatever
this
size.
crystal?
Yep, right here
They have these little crystals, and that
is what
houses
they
the
mean by
coating.
the coding. Okay,
Isn't that cool?
it is cool. And the button sewing options are huge, and so make sure that you go into the store and make sure that you ask them about what you can do with those buttons. There's a lot you can do. I brought 3 of my favorite feet in, and we'll hold those up for you to see. These are our new hopping feet, and I'll place them down so that you can see them without my hand in the way. And I'll put them in order. The first one is our ruler foot, and it is a full shank ruler foot with the ability to raise and lower. Yep. And so that will allow you to, if you have a thick bat, you can raise the foot. And it works with the long arm rulers. So you're actually better off with long arm rulers than you are with the thinner. And
Yeah,
so
you need
it's
this thick.
that you do. And that
For the
also
rulers.
lets you well, hopping foot just means your needle's down when the foot is up and the foot is down when the needle is up. So it keeps your fabric from pulling. And then they have created, one of my favorites is the new stippling foot. So that also is adjustable, and it allows you to see what you're doing when you're doing your free motion. And then they have the cup foot, which you can see here, which is great for, sorry, it's backwards to me. And so if you look, that foot allows you to go over high areas, high loft batting, and applique. It will keep it from catching.
Reminds me of the glide foot.
Yes, it is very similar.
On the long
Mhm,
arms.
mhm.
What a cool foot. Like
Yeah.
you said, nothing will get caught
Right.
because it
And all 3
Keeps it there.
feet will work on the Q series. So they're multi-purpose. So if you have the domestic, you can use it there. And if you have the Q series, you can use it there. And this particular foot also has little couching inserts that allow you to add couching and decorative touches to your quilt.
Nice. So I think we have a question. Amy, we have some questions on those?
Yes, Denise asked, are the Bernina feet interchangeable with more than one Bernina machine?
Yes, they
Yes.
are. So they have
Depending on your millimeters.
Yes, well,
First
you
of
can
all,
actually use them.
And it's this.
Right, so they have some legacy feet.
Mhm.
And so some people call them classic feet.
Mhm.
And so those will actually be packaged differently. So those legacy feet cannot be used on the new machines.
Mhm. Yeah, but most of them are interchangeable
Yes.
with the newer machines.
Yes. Yes, they are.
Any other questions we have on feet? Feet are really, really fun. Like I said, we did a whole year of sewing with your feet.
Mm-hmm.
And these feet, though, that you just showed are all about quilting.
Yes.
And like I said, this all goes hand in hand. You've got the BSR, you've got your feet, and you are ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
Thread painting,
Mm-hmm.
quilting on things that have the high pile. You know, your foot's not going to get caught on anything. So a really great combination to give you quilting on your domestic machine.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Was there another question?
Yes, there is another question. Would the glide foot work on my Presto 2?
No.
Question? No.
It's a
These are
baby lock machine.
only
No.
for Berninas.
Yeah, I'm sure Baby Lock has something.
Baby Lock has a Echo foot
Okay.
that you can look into for that.
Mm-hmm.
So it is a bowl, a cup like that. And it's meant to do circular work. But I think you could probably use it as a similar type of a foot that would just glide over whatever you have. So great question. Any other questions we have? Okay. So we're going to talk just for a second about this really amazing machine. I don't know which way to step. Here we go. Our L890 serger. And this is a 5-thread combination air threading serger and cover stitch machine. So do you want me to move out of the way again? I'll move over by Cathy. We've been together all week, so I'll just keep moving. Get out of the shot. There we go. And you'll notice I got a little sale sign sticking there. So you might really want to come in and check out the features. This is this is a screen. And this machine will walk you through step by step, not only threading, every part of serging, from your threading to your consultant, what stitch would be best to use for this type of fabric. I mean, it's a really, really amazing serger. And again, that's 2 machines in one. So it's a serger and a cover stitch machine. So overlocks and hems. So, Berninas are beautiful for garment sewers. If you're a garment sewer, you want a Bernina. Mm-hmm. And if you're a garment sewer, you need both machines. You need a serger and a cover lock or a cover stitch machine. So this one is amazing. And we had a special going on that if you came into the store for a test drive, we'd give you a free pattern. So I'm not sure if that deal's still going on, but you could definitely come in and ask. But I would come into your local Bernina. They all start with a B. Brother, Bernina, Baby Lock, and we sell them all. Come into your local dealer and ask for a test drive. Mm-hmm. Say, hey, I want to try out these machines and find out what makes them so amazing. So I have to go opposite of what I think I'm going to go.
Yes.
So we really appreciate Cathy being here today. And we want to say thank you so much for her sharing her knowledge. She is, like I said, she's a guru. She's been helping all of us here at our facility. And she actually needs to run.
I do.
She's going to be late for her appointment. She's got a couple of our staff members that she's going to be training. So we're going to have to say goodbye.
Bye. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. Like I said, I twisted her arm, and she was such a good team player.
Thank you.
So thank you, Cathy.
Okay.
And you have a great day.
Thank you.
So if any of you have any questions on the Berninas, definitely come in and try one out, see what it is that makes it amazing. And as I said, for a garment sewer, you know that Bernina gives you just the precision stitch. These are precise stitches that make these machines amazing. And we just barely touched on some of the features. So hopefully you will all come in and try those out. Okay, let me talk about a couple more things and we're going to wrap up our show. So most of you know, like I said, I do a PDF with all the sales and specials going on. Well, this show I did. And the reason is because we're having a big Mother's Day event. And if you pop onto our website, you can see right as you go onto the website, it's going to show you all of our specials that we've got going on. And so if you are in our local area, we also have our floor model machines on sale right now. So any machine that's considered an open box, we've used it on the floor or we've used it for an event. The box is open. We can't sell it as a brand new machine. So you get a very nice discount. So those are on sale. And some of our furniture that we have in our store is also on sale. So let me tell you a couple other things. I'm just going to read it. I was going to have David pull it up. If we hop on our website, I think it's as soon as you go on our website, talks about all of our sales. Fabrics on sale, 25% off. So this is a perfect time. If you guys want to add to your fabric stash, this is a great time to come. Yeah, so scroll down. I think it's just on this page. So there we go. These are some of the sales that are going on online. And then we have the sales in the store. So if you want to just keep scrolling down. We also have clearance fabric, 50% off. So if you need some amazing clearance fabrics to back your quilts or whatnot, come and see what we have left. Our needles are on sale. Notions, that includes stabilizers. Other products are considered notions. Those are 20% off. Embroidery designs are on sale. Hoops, those don't always go on sale. So this is a great time if you want to pick up a dime hoop or a hoopless hoop, or you just need a new hoop for your Bernina machine. We have the mega hoops and all kinds of hoops for the Berninas and all our other brands. So they're 20% off. Thread, 30% off. That is a great deal to buy threads. So I always stock up when my threads go on sale. And the presser feet, some of these feet that we just showed, if you're interested in any of these feet, they're also on sale. Totes and trolleys. So you can see all those great deals. And anytime you see something on sale on our website, you can always come into the store and ask us to match that price. We're kind of two separate entities, but we're owned by the same company. So we will honor even sale prices that you see online in our retail store. All right, so it is time to wrap up our show. We really appreciate you guys staying with us and learning about these amazing machines. And so I'm going to start doing some giveaways. So it's giveaway time. I've got 3 fun little gifts to give away. And if you have liked, shared, or commented on any of our posts or asked questions, you are entered to win our giveaways. So let's see what we have first to give away. So we love to give you one of our big bags. So this one I have this really cool color, purple. And I don't always have this color. This is kind of a special color. And it says, live life one stitch at a time. And so we have this really cool book. This is by Ricky Timms. And he's associated also with Bernina. So we thought that was an appropriate thing to throw in today for our gift. And I have a pair of really amazing tailor scissors and some needles. So who is our winner of our Ricky Timms book today? And so I'll just kind of show you our bag. We're going to give away a couple bags. We always give these away. Look how big that is. This is the perfect bag for all your goodies. It's perfect for your projects. I love to store, some of my projects or my, scrap fabrics, or give away a gift for Mother's Day. Maybe you've made something for your mother or a friend. Put it in one of our fun gift bags, and your present will also be a present. Your bag will be a present. So who do we have as our winner?
Patty.
Go ahead, Patty Phillips. Thank you so much for watching today. And Patty, if you see your name, go ahead and send us an email. And you're going to send that to contests with an S at SewingMachinesPlus.com. So you'll want to go ahead and send us an email with your address, and we'll ship that out to you. So Patty, thank you so much. I can't see the name, so they're helping me out. Thank you so much for watching today and for participating. So you get our purple bag. All right, so I have a pink bag, and let's see what's in there. So here's our pink bag. And our pink bag, they're called quilts, not blankets. Everybody knows our story on that one. And I've got some fun fabrics for you. We had to throw in some, Bernina reds, and just some other fun scrap fabrics for you to use for whatever projects you have. And then I've got these really nice set of Isacord threads. So this is a nice packet of threads. You've got, I think, 10 of them. We got 10 threads. And these are, like I said, your Isacord, 100% polyester. So you can use them for all your sewing projects. And then I have a pair of Kai snips, which everybody needs, about 10 of these. So David, who is the winner of our pink bag? So I can't see it.
Sharon Bidding.
So Sharon Bidding, if you see your name, go ahead and chime in. Let us know that you saw your name and that you won. And then send us a quick email to contest@SewingMachinesPlus.com. So I'm going to put your goodies right inside our bag, and then this will ship out to you. And like I said, we appreciate you taking the time to watch our show. My last giveaway is a bag of bags. So, I think we need to come up with some more colors, don't we? But we have all these amazing colors of bags. And again, these will just make a perfect gift. I mean, think about putting your next birthday present or Mother's Day present in a bag. And that way, when they get their gift, they'll get a gift, and their bag is a gift as well. So I guess I'll hold these up for you so you can see we have all these different colors. You can go on our website and order these individually, or you can just order the whole set. So we're actually going to send you the entire set of bags. So who is our winner of our bag of bags? So is it Sandra?
Sandra Campbell.
Oh, hey, Sandra. She's one of our local customers. Awesome. Sandra, hey, send us a quick email with your address. These come from our warehouse, so I think we're still going to mail them out to you, okay? But hey, Sandy, thanks so much for watching us today and taking the time to participate with us. And we really appreciate all of you supporting Sewing Machines Plus and supporting our Facebook Live shows. So we're going to say goodbye for the day. And again, I'm Candace from Sewing Machines Plus, and you can catch me every other week, and you can catch Blaine next week. And he's going to have an amazing guest on next week. You're not going to want to miss him. So set your calendar and your notice on your phone to catch our next show. All right. And so go back onto our website and find out everything going on with our classes and our events and our live shows. And we will see you next time. All right. Have a good day, everyone. Thank you.